Founded in 2016, the Paradise City Dragon Boat team consists of members from Western Massachusetts who are cancer survivors and supporters. The team, based out of Northampton, is the subject of a new short film entitled Paddle Together, which was featured at the 2020 PBS Short Film Festival. This sport has become an international movement amongst cancer survivors that not only offers physical benefits during and after treatment, but also emotional support between team members. Breast cancer survivors Rachel Levey and Lisa Butler spoke with Connecting Point's Zydalis Bauer about how dragon boating and being part of this team has helped them throughout their journeys.
Dragon boating is like a very large, oversized fiberglass canoe. It holds 20 paddlers, a drummer at the front, which is holding the cadence for the crew, and a steer in the back.
What led each of you to this dragon boating team?
So for me, I had just finished my cancer treatments, and everybody was cheering me along the way saying, "Yay, you finished." And it was really a turning point for me where I came out of survivorship and really started grieving the diagnosis. And a friend had brought me to a dragon boat festival. It was the first introduction I had to dragon boating, and I participated in a flower ceremony, which they do at dragon boat festivals. A flower ceremony is to honor those who have passed and those who are struggling. And all of the breast cancer survivors were out on the river in a boat, and because I was a survivor, I was asked to come to the river's edge, and they gave me a flower. And that's when it really hit me, and I really sobbed very hard to my core for the very first time over my diagnosis. And as the breast cancer survivors were unloading from the boats, people I didn't even know were hugging me. They totally could understand why I was standing there sobbing with a release of finally grieving the diagnosis instead of trying to be in survival mode.
I also joined up about a year after my treatment, and I was at the point of, just being kind of let loose after being so connected to all my doctors all the time. And even during treatment, I was kind of averse to like group therapy and group support. And part of that is, I'm significantly younger than a lot of other folks in cancer treatment, especially in our area. So, connecting with people that are generations removed from me can be challenging. So my mom actually brought me to my first dragon boat paddling class. She really pushed me to give it a try, and I absolutely fell in love right away. Our coach, Betsy, is like a complete force to be reckoned with. She's amazing. And, the feeling of being on the river, the feeling of moving with other people and, feeding off of their strength and adding my strength. And it's intoxicating. It's a completely intoxicating experience. So I was hooked right from the get-go and joined the team shortly after finishing the paddling class. So
how is that support that you receive from your teammates different from the support that you receive from your families and friends?
For me, totally different. I felt like when I finished my treatments, and as Rachel said, the doctors let loose, the family was cheering, as they should be. They were so happy I had completed all my treatments. But for me, that's when really it started. So where the survivorship and the sportsmanship come together as far as being on the team is that nobody understood it in my family like the people on the team who were living it. They had been through every phase that I have been through, or they were upcoming to phases that I had already completed. So we were able to support each other in a way that nobody who hasn't been through it can really truly understand.
To add to that, when you're going through an illness of any sort, cancer or anything else, a lot of people have this experience of feeling like your friends and your family and your coworkers just want to hear that you're okay. And they ask you how you're doing, but it's really that they want to hear you say that you're fine. That brightens their day. And so, when you're going through something, you kind of want to give that to people. Sometimes it's easier to say, I'm doing fine, and, see their look of relief, than it is to be honest with how you're actually feeling and, see their look of concern. So when you come together with people that have a shared experience, you don't have to, put on that facade. And we have, I think probably dragon boating, there's a lot more tears than other sports, but it's not tears of defeat. It's like, we break through some barrier that we had, and just, at least for me, like, I cry in the boat all the time. I break through that barrier and I just like let it go. And so being able to be totally real with each other and not having to say, yes, today I'm fine, I'm always fine, is really a relief also.
And Paradise City Dragon Boat Team is at the center of a short film called Paddle Together that's featured at the 2020 PBS Short Film Festival. How did that opportunity come about, and how does it feel to have this story shared with a wider audience?
Small Force is a nonprofit from Chicago, found out about our story through a teammate, and they decided that they wanted to share our story, so they came out and filmed us. They filmed us at practice on our home location at the Connecticut River, and then they followed us to a Dragon Boat Festival in Boston, where we won the bronze medal that year. So I recently got a letter from the producer of the show, Katie, and what she said was, we didn't win the festival. The votes were very tight, but she said awards aren't really what's important. Our story has gone far and wide, and that is what is most important, that we have shared our story literally across the world. I have been getting messages from people all over this world who have shared our story, and that is more than any award could possibly be.
Rachel, what do you hope people take away from this short film?
I hope that it inspires people to, come back to their bodies. Something like cancer, especially, you feel betrayed. I at least felt, completely betrayed by my body, and the treatment is something that's done to you. Whereas, doing a sport like Dragon Boat, when I feel sore at the end of the day, it's something that I chose. It's something that I put my own body through. And it's actually helping me to heal my own relationship with myself, if that makes sense. So, I want that for other people. And I had no idea what dragon boating was, before coming and paddling with the team. And I'm sure that that's true of a lot of people around the country and around the world. And there's people that could really be helped by this. So physically and emotionally. The physical part, especially with Dragon Boat, it's a sport that is supportive of recovery, not, it doesn't harm your recovery. It actually really helps you build back muscles that have been damaged by cancer treatment. So I want more people to find this and, have the excitement that I have after treatment.
Talk to me a little bit about how far this team has gone, because I know that the team has started in 2016, which is not that long ago. So what are some of the accomplishments that have come about with the team?
So the team has won several medals, which is very rewarding. Every time we cross the finish line, it is an emotional charged thing that we give gratitude that we have completed this task and done what we wanted. Also, Rachel and I, as breast cancer survivors from the Paradise City Dragon Boat team, is participating in going to New Zealand in 2022. We're going to be participating in the IBCPC, which is a participatory festival that they plan to host anywhere from 6,000 to 8,000 breast cancer survivors for a festival. So that is really exciting. This is an event that is only held once every 4 years. There's opening ceremonies, closing ceremonies, and we will be surrounded by all of our sisters that have been fighting and dealing with breast cancer, and honoring those that have been lost and recognizing those that have been struggling.